Hi, my fellow IBDers. We have reached day 2 on IBD Awareness Week, and today's segment is going to be called IBD and the Emotional Toll. And this is just going to talk about the emotions that I experience with the disease, and hopefully you guys will talk about yours as well. So, I'm going to mainly talk about sadness and then anger, since that's typically what comes out with my disease. Um, I have to say that there's a lot of periods of sadness. Sometimes I cry a lot, and that just helps me cope with it. I feel like a lot of people see crying as weakness, but I'm here to tell you right now that when you cry, it's a testament of your strength. So that's how I see crying, because when we cry, we get angry, and then when we get angry, we learn to deal with it. That's what I do personally. Is I get upset, then I get angry, then I figure out how I'm gonna deal with it. I have to say, when it comes to sadness, sometimes I'm always like, why me? Um, is this ever gonna get better for me? I'm always scared about the future. I mean, obviously, I guess that depends on everyone, because everyone's scared of what's to come. But with us, it's just so uncertain, and that makes me very anxious and sad, because I never know what's around the bend. I never know what's coming. If I'm gonna get sick, or if I'm gonna get out of remission. I never know that. And it's nerve wracking to say the least. I have to say, anger wise, I get angry at just the pain and and stuff like that. The nausea. I get so frustrated because I'm always like, am I gonna feel like this all the time? Is this ever gonna get better as well? Because for a while during my journey with Crohn's disease, it's been an uphill battle with the nausea. Some days are better than others. There was a point in time where I was nauseous like every day. I had to take the Phenergan, which a lot of you guys know what that is. And yeah, it's crazy the way that this disease works and messes with your emotions. I mean, one of the things that does make me happy about the disease is that I met fellow IBDers, through the online communities, and I have to say that you guys help me get through it a lot, because in my daily life, I have no one to relate to, like absolutely no one that is in my family or in my friend circle that has IBD, so it's very comforting knowing that there are people out there who understand what I'm going through and can fully relate to me, so I appreciate that. I just wanted to touch upon the emotional aspect of it, because, a lot of people will get depressed or things like that. And a lot of people don't talk about that. For the first few months, I was very upset. I would be in a stage of denial, like I didn't want to accept it, and I think through time I have, because there's no cure, there's not much I can do about it. I can sit there and cry and stuff. I mean, I think that crying is therapeutic, like I said, so. And it's okay to be upset, it's okay to be angry. I think we have a right to be angry, we have a right to be upset, because things might not change for us in terms of a cure. So we have a right. Anyone that tells you that you can't be angry or you can't be negative, they are not living in our shoes. We have a right to be that way, and that's just how I feel. I mean, if you had a chronic illness, you would understand what we go through. It's non-stop. We never know from day to day how we're going to feel. And that's the reality of it. And that's going to depress you, that's going to upset you, that's going to make you nervous. And it's going to make you depressed. You're going to get down on yourself sometimes, but what I believe is you can cry, you can get upset. Just remember to wipe your tears, get up, and keep going. That's what we do. We push through the pain. I always say we use our pain as our motivation. So when I always said, like, when I was at my worst, no one would ever know, and no one still knows when I'm at my worst. They see me like, oh, this is a healthy, go-lucky, happy kid, but in reality, at times I really don't feel well, and you would never know that. You really wouldn't. That's the trouble with the disease too. It's so frustrating. It's like no one knows that we're sick, because we don't look sick. So. That's what I wanted to come and talk to you guys about for day 2, is the emotional toll, because it takes a lot on us, on our bodies, just emotions, just run high on us, and a lot of people don't realize that. So, and sometimes like it's very isolating. That's what I want to, leave you all with this one is disease is isolating. No one will understand what we go through except fellow IBDers, in our community. Okay, that's a fact in my opinion, because people can say, "Oh, I can relate to you, I can relate to you," but at the end of the day, they don't, and it's very frustrating and aggravating when someone says that. And that's when I personally get angry, is when you say to me, "I can relate to you," because I know in my heart of hearts you can't. So there's no point in saying that. That doesn't comfort me. That doesn't make me feel better. But what does is having friends that are there for you, and want to be there for you. So I just want to come in here and talk about the emotional toll that it takes on us, and I look forward to the other 5 videos of the week. Alright, have a wonderful rest of your day, fellow IBDers. Bye!